Sharks, I'm John.
And I'm Devere. We're from New York, and we're seeking $600,000 in exchange for 5% of our company, STRYX.
Do you know what everybody in this room has in common right now, besides being on television?
We're all wearing makeup.
The chances are the women are fine applying and wearing makeup, but most men aren't nearly comfortable enough to admit or use it.
Sharks, this happened to me on the day of my wedding. The greatest day of my life, and I woke up with a zit. And not just any zit, as you can see, I mean, this thing was the mother of all zits, okay? It was a volcano. It was just waiting to erupt.
Yuck.
And while there were makeup artists there at the wedding, I was too embarrassed to do anything about it. And so my blemishes were there to stay for the thousands of photos that were taken that day.
Every guy has an experience like this, whether it's a first date, an important pitch, like here on Shark Tank, or just coffee with a friend. When you look your best, you feel your best, which is why STRYX is changing the way that men can instantly fix their appearance with, you guessed it, it's makeup for men.
STRYX is the first company ever to engineer cosmetic and skincare products with completely custom formulations and packaging geared towards men.
We launched with a sleek, discreet, and very sexy concealer tool and a tinted moisturizer. And since then, we've launched 7 products at the intersection of cosmetics and skincare so that you can instantly fix your appearance, including our energizing eye tool and our beard and brow gel comb.
So Sharks, who's ready to join us and show the world there's nothing wrong with handsome?
Wow. All right. Well, couple things. No makeup here, if you couldn't tell. Frequent watchers of this channel will know that there's nothing not very natural look here. So wow, that is a lot of money, $12 million valuation, and looking, knowing enough about the makeup industry, hopefully they have great margins, but I kind of wonder, without actually, I mean, we're going to check out their website afterwards. I haven't had a chance to look at it and get to do a preview video for this week. But without looking at their prices, I'm going to say that I almost wonder if they have to like undersell it to help grow the market and the acceptance of like everyday guys wearing makeup. Like I've been told like I should get makeup for like my bags under my eyes. So it's not that I couldn't, I could, but I feel like to me, it almost kind of feels disingenuous. Now, in the case of your wedding, I get it. Like, I would totally be like, yeah, we should probably do something to cover that up before all these photos are taken. Or you could just have them digitally removed after the fact, but not everybody's photo, everybody's cell phone pictures are going to be edited. So, I hope that they have the sales to back this up, and I hope that they have the margins to get a shark interested. Because $600,000, I mean, you're swinging for the fences. Forget the 5%, regardless. You are swinging for the fences when you're over 400,000 plus. You are absolutely going all in, hoping that they see the vision and want to take that trip with you. And it's going to be hard for them to want to take that trip because you were like literally building the market for this, which is tough.
So we don't have pens in front of you. It's actually our concealer tool. So if you take a look there. So we have it designed as a pen so that it's sleek and discreet.
So this is just a concealer?
Correct.
Right. So let me start at the beginning. What does concealer do, and what are you supposed to do with it?
So the formulation is made so that if you want to cover up a pimple, if you want to cover up dark under eye circles, you just dab it on and you're done. So you don't need a primer, a foundation, a sponge, a brush, a setting powder. It's made to be as easy as possible for guys to cover up any problems. And with the concealer tool, we found out one of the best uses for it that guys are using it for is for dark under eye circles, like under eye bags. And so that's what led us to launch the energizing eye tool, which is also in front of you. It tightens the skin underneath the eye, so it's meant to reduce fine lines, wrinkles, and it's really an anti-aging type of product.
But how are you supposed to even know how to do it? Like, to me, it's like war paint. You just like see a streak. I mean, now what?
Really?
So that's a huge thing that we need to work on as part of this brand is education around these products.
Good job, Mark.
Yes, absolutely. The brand thing. I actually like me doing this. Just thinking about it, I feel like I'm gonna like get it in my eye by accident. I probably wouldn't, but I don't know. I felt like I was nervous for Mark. He's just kind of waving it around, and next thing you know, you're jabbing it in your eye, and it's red eye city over here. The education process. I mean, look, I've already kind of talked a little bit about that, but it is a process of learning something new, a new skill, and being comfortable with it, right? And I'm all for the opportunity, like, to maybe do that even to my own eyes, maybe, but I don't know. I don't I don't feel the need to cover it up. Like, I'm a tired guy. What can I say? I feel like I wear it.
I actually use a product like this all the time.
Of course you do.
I don't sleep enough, so I get really baggy eyes. There's lots of products, eye creams, everything that are made for men.
Correct.
You're saying you're a brand new category. What's the brand new category?
Nobody's approached the cosmetic category from this angle. Like for me, when I was younger, I was bullied out of my middle school because I put gel in my hair, and that hit my confidence for years.
People bullied you because you put gel in your hair?
Yeah, This
I
was
had the same
also,
thing.
I mean,
Seriously?
I would love to hear though, why this? I mean, were you guys chemists? Were you guys in this industry at all?
So when we first started, I partnered with 2 professional makeup artists. They helped us really be able to formulate the first ever really cosmetic products for men's skin as opposed to women. So what had happened was I raised $500,000 to start. That was before I raised $500,000 to launch the company.
Who did you raise it from?
Friends, family, and then connections.
You got some really good
How much of
friends.
the company did you give away for the 500,000?
So at the time, we raised at about, a 1.5 million valuation.
How long ago was that?
That was back in 2018.
Okay, and now you're at a 12 million valuation because you have amazing sales. What are they?
so this year, we're at about $130,000 in sales.
That's
Per month.
That's it. Per month.
per month.
Per month.
Oh God, you say my heart was stopping there. Oh, okay, 130,000. So what was that, like 13 million plus 260,000? So yeah, wow. Or not 13 million. I'm sorry, 130,000 with the 1.3 million plus another. So like what? Oh God, 1.4-ish million in sales. Like ding ding, that's awesome. Hopefully they got the margins though. And I wonder if I guess for them it's not so much about the makeup is so much is the how to apply it, and makeup is a lot of marketing as it is, but it's in this case it's educating how to do it, trying to make it easier for guys to do it so you could do it without thinking about it. The getting made fun of for a hair gel thing, that I don't understand. I don't know, as a guy who used to wear spikes in his hair. Well, I guess for me, you know what? I kind of get it. I used to have spikes in my hair, up and or down, and there was some people that did not take kindly to that. So I never really thought about that. Like, I didn't care enough about what they thought about my hair to care, but rhyming. But I guess that if different things affect different people.
What's lifetime sales?
About 2 million.
2 million. Okay.
How are you selling 130,000 a month?
Well, a big one is D2C, e-com, retail, our own site. So we're about 95% D2C.
That's
and
good.
then last year we launched in CVS nationwide. We're the first men's cosmetic brand.
I'm amazed you got to CVS.
Yeah,
Good for you.
for us, like retail is really a validation point. In CVS, we actually sit in the shave aisle. We're not in a cosmetic aisle. We're not in the women's aisle. So we wanted to show these products.
Clever.
Yeah, it can be normalized.
What you sell them for? What's your average selling
like-
price?
It's around $30.
85% gross margins.
So why the value? I mean, because you do understand that there's probably a family that risked it all, and they just need a shot, and you took that space from
Yeah,
them. by
David,
standing
that's
on the
not fair
front.
to do that, right? Every entrepreneur wants a shot, right?
At
let me
$12
ask you
million
a question.
valuation
Yeah,
mark?
it doesn't matter. Look, if it's going to be worth $200 million in 3 days, then it's cheap, right? But let me ask the different
It may be
question.
worth crap in 2 days.
Yeah, well, so is every company facing that. So let me ask the question.
you're
in
gonna give a
different
$12
way
million
then.
valuation
So when you raise
mark?
that much
Oh, all right. I'm gonna go back here. Wow. Yeah. No. Look, Damon's not wrong, but maybe you should send your complaints to the complaint department over at Sony Picture. Sony Television Entertainment or whatever it's called. They because they know who they're putting on the show, and now what they don't necessarily know, as we've seen from the interviews that I've done here on the show and what you can read online, is what valuation they're going to come in at. And I mean, it sure seems like a very rich valuation for right now where they're at now, unless they're holding back a PO. And how many stores of CVS have they rolled out to? Look, the DTC is great. You got a way higher profit margin, and you get to control the relationship with the customer. So I like that aspect of it. But how much are they spending in marketing to obtain that? I tend to think it's quite a bit.
Oh, you're going to give a $12 million valuation?
So you raise that much money and give away basically a 30-year company at that point.
Sorry, I didn't hear that, Mark. Are you saying when you raised the $500,000, you gave up 1/3?
It was a little bit less than that. We have raised more since then, actually.
That's what I was getting to, right?
Yeah.
So how much do you guys own right now?
Between the two of us, we own a little bit more than a third of the company.
Okay, so that's why you need such a high valuation, because if you're asking for that much money, that's the only way you're going to retain any equity.
So the total raise from beginning was how much?
Historical, right around $1.5 million total raised.
Okay,
Wow.
and if you do this run rate right now at 130 a month, that's about 1.5 million in sales for this calendar year. How much are you going to make off that?
We are not net profitable. Everything we're making is going right back into marketing.
Are you losing money?
Yeah.
How much?
Depending on the month, somewhere between 40 and 50K.
Okay, so that's why.
Mark, this story's getting better and better.
So let's find out why, right? Because the margins are huge.
no.
Yes.
So if you're burning that much cash,
Yeah.
you are spending it somewhere.
Yeah.
Advertising or...
Yep, it's marketing primarily, but we're expecting to see 5 to 6x return on the acquisition cost now.
For sure. Why did you guys decide to go to retail? Because that takes a lot more capital in order to drive sell-through, whereas direct-to-consumer, you can get a return on ad spend and see it directly. So
No,
why
but
did you
I
make
like
that
the
choice?
retail strategy, Mark, because I wouldn't know about the product, but if I go to a CVS in the shaving aisle, I'm going to see the product.
Yeah, but
It's
that's
also
so
very
expensive.
validating. Our number one competitor is the stigma here. So for guys to see these products right next to other brands that they know and love and have used.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that's wrong, right? But one of the biggest things I try to teach my entrepreneurs is conserve your cash.
Yeah.
Because stuff happens.
Yep.
And so you're going to have to raise more than this $600,000 too. So now you guys are going to have to give away 10, 15, 20% of your 33%, and then you guys are going to end up with nothing.
For me, there's a huge element.
Okay, so before the elephant in the room answers, let's itself be known. The one downside to being the pioneer, right? They say pioneers get arrows in their back. I don't know how culturally sensitive that is, but you're spending the money to create a market that somebody else is going to potentially come right in. The L'Oreals of the world could just march right on in. And there's probably a reason they haven't spent the money, right? They're leaving it up to these guys to try to figure it out, to try to crack that market, to get, make it culturally acceptable for guys to go and get some forms of makeup that aren't in the TV movie industry. Which, hey, like that's a bold stake, right? But yeah, you could absolutely be, you're putting all the money, you're putting everything on the line, you're putting other people's money on the line, and at the end of the day, you're kind of you might ultimately be doing the work for a bigger company that could just come in and say, well, hey, thanks for plowing the road. Now we'll take that space from you. Thanks. It's one of the risks, especially when we're talking about education in a space that has highly competitive people in it. And now that it's been on Shark Tank, it definitely opens people's eyes a bit more, and may make people feel a little more comfortable, or guys specifically, feel a little more comfortable with the whole makeup thing.
In the room. And that is that this packaging tells me nothing about your product whatsoever. And STRYX, the name. I have no idea it's makeup for men at all. So you could probably be selling so much better if those things were clear on here. And for those reasons, I'm out.
But those are so easy things to fix. Like, we know, God, it burns me up every time. Like, oh yeah, the packaging's wrong. The branding is wrong. Well, we could fix all that tomorrow, but yeah, I'm out. and it probably has more to do with 600,000, 5%, and the way that they've already given up so much of the business to get to where they're at this point, which is disappointing. You know, it's heartbreaking. Hopefully at the end of the day, they still own, 10, 20% of the company combined, and they're able to navigate this thing to the moon. I mean, they're already doing great, definitely ding worthy, but there is a lot. It seems like there's a lot. I wouldn't have. Yeah, I don't know. That packaging doesn't really scream fixing eyes to me.
Thank you.
The valuation is a little high. I really rather work with people who needed a little bit more, not second raise in and all that kind of money. This is just not a business for me. I'm out.
Thank you.
I love the category. I mean, I think it's been due for a long, long time. But I don't like your approach. You try to hide the fact that it's makeup a little bit. I think you got to own it more, because that's the only way you're going to change hearts and minds. If you can convince bro culture to do it, you change everything. I would take a completely different approach. You guys have made your choices, so for those reasons, I'm out.
Thank you. Thanks.
I'm not going to tell you how to run your business. I expect you to do that on your own. I'm just an investor. When I see a good idea, I like it. I don't like your valuation. I don't think you're worth $12 million, okay? Sorry, I just don't.
I think there's a royalty coming.
Yeah, I think so
There
too.
may be.
Sounds
In fact,
like
I think it's because I understand your issue around your capital needs. If you're getting into retail with CVS and others, you're going to get POs, and it's tying up your capital. The more you grow, the more capital's tied up. So the way I'm going to structure my offer is I'm going to give you $300,000 as a factoring loan, 36 months, 11.5%. Okay.
Wow.
The other $300,000 is equity for 2.5%. I'm putting a royalty on it. Per package of $2 until I get my $600,000 back, because you can afford it, and then it drops down to 25 cents in perpetuity, which is nothing. But I'm part of the game.
Kevin, I think you actually hit a new low with this offer.
Well, if you have
Not
something
only
better,
are you,
Robert,
not only are you being a loan shark, you're also adding a royalty to it.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time.
if you have a
This is the most complicated. I mean, I wrote 300,000 for a 36-month loan for 11.5%, which is that is a bit high. That is a bit high. And then 2.5% until he receives $2.5% ownership with a $2 royalty till he reaches 600,000, twice on his money, and then 25 cents in perpetuity. I get that the valuation is out of whack a bit. If they really feel they need the money, then it's a deal. It's an opportunity, but gosh, that's a hefty price to pay.
and equity.
Listen, it's an offer. I don't hear any others. What's your offer?
Commercial break.
Back on. What? Starts with.
Offer on the table from Kevin for their makeup brand for men, STRYX, but Robert may also be interested.
Not only are you being a loan shark, you're also adding a royalty to it.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time.
If you have a
and equity.
What's your offer?
Yeah, I think Kevin's double dipping on his offer with you guys.
Sounds like triple.
Or quadruple. You've heard a lot of negatives about what you could do better, but the one thing we can't argue with is the sales. Whatever you're doing, it's working. My advice would be, this isn't the direction. The guy on this picture is already buying makeup. You got to get somebody like me, and I think you could do really, really well.
Is there an offer?
But wait a second. Robert already said that he is buying makeup than wearing makeup. So is he really the person that's supposed to be buying this? Or is it, as Mark put it, the bro culture? I think I think bags under your eyes is probably the easiest thing to thing to go after. I mean, maybe pimples, but the baggy eye things, like if you don't sleep enough, I don't sleep enough, that's for sure. If it's just it's like the low hanging fruit there.
Garbage?
I mean, we'll take compliments as well. We take feedback and compliments.
I think the scariest thing about his offer is when you have a royalty in perpetuity, who's going to buy that company?
Right.
You got to do an equity deal. I'll give you the $600,000 for 10%.
Ouch.
I think getting a shark can really help you with the platform.
What
I
an
think you're onto
interesting
something.
dilemma you have.
Robert, would we be able to meet in the middle at 7.5?
7.5.
I want to stick to the 10%. I'm in this. I don't want to go in for a short time. I don't need a royalty. I'm in it for the long run. We're going to build something, and let's go for it.
Mr. Wonderful, we really wanted to be on the wedding platform of love because the wedding story, this is great for grooms and groomsmen. But, Robert, you got a deal.
There you go.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
I've never made fun of you for wearing gel. What's going on with that?
Times
I
are
wear some
changing,
with gel.
Mr.
Really good job, guys. Congrats.
That's great.
Thank you.
Great job.
We really had reasons we wanted each of the sharks. Robert's the most handsome though, and he's gonna help us show everybody there's nothing wrong with handsome.
Men on makeup, it's like years ago when Botox was a taboo. Now you mention it in no way listen eyebrow.
Waka waka. That's great. All right, let's check out their website here. We went with the swimming in the Shark Tank. Like, we love seeing it. Love seeing faces. I feel like these could use faces there. All these, hands, cool, but faces better, especially if you're expecting people to put said things on faces. There we go. So there's a face applying concealer, tinted moisturizer, gel cleanser, protect and refresh. Man, you could really fall down the rabbit hole of things to buy. That's neat. They got a neat little effect there going on their website. Leave no trace, choose handsome. So it looks like, I guess if we go to products, I guess they haven't changed. It's still kind of concealed as far as what it is from a packaging standpoint, but advanced lip balm. Lots of 5-star reviews going on here, so good ding for that. Let's go check out their Facebook. We got 3,000 people following it on Facebook. Not too much in the way of engagement, but over on Twitter, 414 followers. There's some that May 11th. There was a pinned tweet. Got quite a bit of engagement there. Good to see them. Them being on, I guess, a watch party or something, or just getting together with some people. Then we got us. Oh wow, almost 1,800 subscribers over on the YouTubes. But it's been a while since they've posted a video. Okay, 10 hours ago, 2 months ago. The Shark Tank tutorial. I feel like, it's actually a really good idea. I mean, look, take a cue from the makeup people on TikTok and YouTube and stuff. 163,000 followers on Instagram, which is absolutely that's awesome. That's wonderful to see. Doing a great job there on Instagram. And then we got 220,000 followers on the TikTok, and they are killing it. They are doing a great job with the views and probably with engagement behind it. I'm not going to click on one of them. But anyway, John DeVere, I would love to have you here on the show for an interview. Just drop a comment down below like Jay Lindo saying, patiently waiting on that ding. She was great and very knowledgeable. Absolutely. It's always great to see awesome entrepreneurs, super entrepreneurs here on the channel. I appreciate you watching to the end. I'll see you in one of these 2 videos over here. Take care and go be super.